Hey guys, Raj Sangha of Cardiff Security. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Cars and Coffee meet here at Cardiff Security. Today, Porsche meet. Turned out to be a lovely day. We've got loads of air-cooled Porsche, loads of new Porsches here, including GT3s. Standing next to my 964 C2, the car that started the Porsche journey. But let's not talk about my cars today. Let's go outside. Let's look at some of the pork that's in the car park. And maybe we'll grab a couple of people, maybe 3 people, see who's up for coming on the channel, and we'll talk about their cars and their journey into the Porsche world. Let's go outside. So, first car that's caught my eye in the car park, and there's quite a few cars that have caught my eye in the car park, is Frank's 911. I don't know what it is, I'm not gonna lie. So let's bring Frank on the channel. Frank, thank you very much for coming down.
Hey dude.
So I'm so honored to have you here because this guy is like a Porsche nut. And if you think I love Porsche, this guy takes it to another level. And this is just one of his cars in his collection. So, can you educate me and the audience? What is this?
Sure. So this is what you'd call a traditional R group hot rod. So our group is it's California-based guys, and they were basically hot rodding 911s. So it's got a lot of little trick bits and pieces. It's lightweight.
Engine-wise, it's 3 litre or?
Yeah. So the shell started off as a 69 long wheelbase.
Okay.
It's running ST arches. It's kind of STR plus spec. We're running a 915 gearbox and then a 3 litre MFI engine on twin spark.
Right. So, have you bought it like this, or is this something you've hot rodded yourself?
Yeah, no, actually this car I can't take credit for. It was a good friend of mine who put it together. It ended up coming up on the market, and I said to him I'd look after it until he wanted to buy it back.
Talk to me about the tyres, because I'm trying to get my head around the tyres and the wheel setup. So can you explain these Michelins? They look like they're slicks and
Sure.
show me slicks.
So we're running an 8 and a 9-inch wheel. These are a Michelin TB tyre, so they're kind of a soft compound.
Right.
They're really very much summer orientated, although they are still street legal. So there's no tread, they're pretty much a slick up until the center, and then you have about 4 grooves there, that's it.
I'm assuming this car is an animal on the road.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it keeps you on your toes and takes no prisoners.
So for those of you that don't know and maybe don't follow Frank, his details are on the screen again. He runs Box and Gas. Frank, what is Box and Gas?
So Box and Gas is a 100-acre estate that's basically dedicated to the Porsche brand.
Where is it located?
So it's junction 9 of the M40, so
Okay.
right next to Bicester, famous for
Okay.
Bicester Village. Yeah, it's dedicated to everything Porsche. So there's a long-standing Porsche specialist that's based there that does servicing and restoration, and otherwise we host an annual event, and there's a retail business as well.
And the annual event, what's the date for the event?
It's 29th of May,
Okay.
and it's called Megaphonics, and it's essentially an air-cooled event. It's a very relaxed kind of vibe, no pretenses, no VIP, no car show element, no concourse, just a laid-back, chilled-out kind of reunion atmosphere.
Open to all Porsche generations?
Yeah, open to all Porsche generations. It is an air-cooled event, but we have got water-cooled tickets available as well, and there's also non-Porsche tickets. So even if you're not yet a Porsche owner, but you're an enthusiast, then you're more than welcome.
Guys, if you love your Porsches, there's a link on the screen now. Make sure you tap on that link, grab a ticket to Frank's event. I've been to that event. In fact, we've got a trade stand at that event. Such a cool event, and there's hundreds of Porsches there on show. Now, Frank, we will get Frank on the channel again at some point because I want to see his collection. We'll talk about that another time. Frank, really appreciate you coming down.
Cheers, dude. Thanks for having me.
I will see you in a few weeks at your event.
Sounds like a plan.
Right, guys, obviously standing next to my 964 Turbo. Absolutely love this car, but staying with 964s, and I would say for me, probably the OG of 964s, and the reason why I'm into Porsches is because of this car and the owner, Richie.
Right.
So,
Kind words.
well, I'm not lying there. The reason why I'm into 964s is because of Richie. So I met Richie maybe 10, 12 years ago. I think it was at a players show, and he had his 964 there, and we started talking, and he told me the pitfalls of ownership, what to look out for, what the pricing is, blah, all the difference between C2s and C4s. You know, I wasn't born with a 964 encyclopedia, but somehow this guy was. So that's enough of me bigging up Richie. let's talk about this 964, which is a very leery colour.
Yeah, ruby stone. So it never started off, well, backstory, always wanted a ruby stone.
How long have you owned this car for?
13 years now.
Okay, so that's about the time I sort of met you, actually.
That's right, yeah. When you weren't really into Porsches.
Yeah. I was with BMs.
We twisted you. But, yeah, bought the car through Ray Northway.
Okay.
So it was a part exchange in the only colour that I didn't want, which was Guards Red.
Okay, for those guys that have got a red,
I'm sorry.
Guards Red 964s,
there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, they look fantastic.
Yeah,
so,
they're great cars.
Don't take what he said
just
as personal.
It's just not for me.
Okay.
So yeah, bought the car, ran it for 4 or 5 years as a daily, and then decided I was going to colour change the car to ruby stone.
Okay.
And my dad had that surprise that I pulled it in the body shop on a Saturday, and he came wandering in Saturday morning, and it was on the ram, the wings were off. And he's like, "What are you doing?" We're colour changing it, ready for ultimate dubs. So we had a month and a half to colour change it.
That's crazy. That's not enough time.
Oh, it didn't go down well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So and that was 2014, and that's it. It still hasn't been touched since. So testament to Dad and the work.
Yeah, testament to your old man. Fantastic jobs. 8 years after it was painted, still looks fantastic.
Thank you.
And I know you drive it hard. You know, there are
it's done
a few bugs that he's killed on the way here this morning. This car's done Worthersea.
Yeah, it's been to Austria 3 times, France a few times as well, but that's where I enjoy it the most, get out on a road trip.
For those of you that thinking Richie's face is fairly familiar, Richie works for Porsche Reading, and he helped me choose the colour for my 992 GT3. Voila! If you've not seen that video, we'll throw a link up. Richie's there and he's very formal Porsche guy, so he's a little bit different on camera there. He's a little bit more relaxed now. What else have you done to this car? Because I know you've done suspension, wheels, engine.
Yeah, so KW coilovers.
V3?
V3s,
yep.
But I worked for about 2 years with KW to get it running as low as it is and compliant. So I wanted it to ride like a GT3. So even though it's this low, it's got to go, it doesn't crash, it doesn't bang, it doesn't skip and hop about. But that was years of damper settings, ratings, springs and bits like that, and have finally nailed it. So it just drives like a normal stock 911, which testament to the...
If you look at this car, look how it sits. It is super low, and some of you may wonder, does he actually drive it like this? The answer is yes. This is his ride height.
Yeah.
Rotiforms?
Rotiform STRs.
STRs, yeah, very familiar with those, as we know. Stock 3.6 in the back or slightly modded?
It's been messed about with, yeah. So I rebuilt it 11 years ago and used some of the technical manuals from Cup car engines. There's been a little bit of just tweaks inside, but I'm not going to give everything away.
Of course. And
interior.
The
so I got the 18-way sports adaptive seats out of a 997.
They look fantastic, actually, and they're a perfect fit for this car.
Yeah,
in fact.
they go straight in. Had to modify the floor pan and runners a little bit, but other than that, they're all wired in. They work. So, yeah, just little subtle mods.
Question for you guys: would you rock around in a ruby stone red 964? Because it's a brave colour choice, you know. Personally, I would, because I think it looks great on these smaller cars. Nimble cars, I love the curves on the 964 and I think the colour suits it well. Richie, as always, thanks for coming down, thanks for all the support. Thanks for getting me into my 992 GT3 allocation as well.
It wasn't all down to me.
Yeah, that helped. Give Richie a follow, his details are on the screen. Drop him some DMs if you ever want to know anything about Porsche, because his knowledge base is just amazing. There's one thing I forgot about this car, the fact that we've done a fantastic audio upgrade in his 964. So if you have a look, we've put Rockford components in the front doors. We've got an 8-inch woofer, which we made, a Rockford woofer, which we've made a custom box where the glove box is. And he's got a Kenwood singled in, DAB ready, USB Bluetooth head unit. And we've upgraded his rear speakers as well. To be fair, since we're talking about audio, I think the next 2 cars will be showcasing audio builds.
Cars, coffee and ice cream. Costs £2 for a 99p. Don't know how that works.
Is it succulent?
No, it's not attacking.
You might have a classic 964 or a different genre vehicle and think, you know what, can I really get any music in there? Can I get it to sound good? The answer is yes, without actually losing too much of your space inside the cabin or the boot area. So here we've got a 964 with custom doorbells, 6.5-inch Audison components, running off a Porsche head unit. He's got a hidden subwoofer inside his glove box, and in the front, nice custom build with an Audison amplifier. Still got a bit of space there for luggage or whatever you. And next to that, we've got a 997, slightly newer generation Porsche, and you'd like to do an audio upgrade, it can be done. We've got another Audison amp here with a processor, upgraded the door speakers, and in the case of this 997, we've got a Pioneer CarPlay unit, doubled in, and two 10-inch woofers on the rear shelf. So, you know, don't worry if you've got a classic car, a fairly new car, there are loads of opportunities available to upgrade the audio, to have some of the latest tech such as Bluetooth, USB, DAB radio. Just drop us a DM and we can help you through the process of what's needed for your particular car. Got a lovely 944 here. Don't see many of these on the road. 964, 996 C4S in speed yellow, 992 GT3s. Now, if you've not seen the episode of me speccing my 992 GT3, we'll throw a link up now. Watch that, we've got one here in crayon, and then we've got a lovely 992 GT3 there in black. What would you go for? Would you go for a darker color, black, or would you go for a lighter color like crayon? And then, you know, we've got my speed yellow 997 GT3 here. We've got 993 on the left-hand side. You know, there's so many Porsches in the car park. Right guys, that's more or less the end of this episode. Again, thanks for watching. Really good turnout, loads of air-cooled Porsche, loads of modern classics and new cars. Gotta say a big thank you to everyone that rocked up today. Really appreciate them coming out on a Saturday morning. The weather's been fantastic. Guys, as always, any comments you have, drop them down below. Some of you have asked about where you can find details of our events. Now, our new website, carwithsecurity.com, goes live. It might actually already be live by the time this video goes out. If not, it's imminent. On there will be an events page, which you'll be able to see, and that will give you an indication of all future events, the dates, and some of the past events with some cool photographs which our in-house team have taken. And you can obviously download those pictures. So we've got a lot of events planned for the next few weeks and months. Merch, some of you asked about merch, Slam Sanctuary merch. There's a link on the screen now. Appreciate your support. Loads of new t-shirts and loads of new hoodies that you can buy online. Guys, as always, like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back again in another episode.